One of the greatest times of the year is underway, and no, I don't mean the fall drinks menu at Starbucks. I'm talking about college football. Welcome to the brand new BTNrankings Show. I'm Drury, your host, so don't go anywhere. If you are a fan of college football on any level, you are familiar with the AP poll, and the BTN ranking system solves a critical problem traditional polls raise. By the numbers ranking system is a system that I started to be a completely objective scoring system that truly ranks teams based on the most important metric of all, how good a team is beyond their name and their history. It separates teams from their expectations, which often cloud the ranking of teams traditionally. The use of metrics like ranked wins, upset losses, home losses, road wins, and the two most important of all being the performance score, which scores how good a team is based on scoring margin and other factors like game environment and more, along with the strength of schedule score, which gives teams a score for playing better teams and beating them by higher margins. This differs from traditional strength of schedule as it can truly tell the whole story instead of simply averaging the record of teams' opponents. Before I get into the top 25 for the past 2 weeks, I would like to preference the rankings with this. Like most traditional ranking systems and scoring metrics, the BTN gets better as time goes on. And since it isn't completely objective, it bases a team's performance from the games they have played this year. And as of right now, there aren't that many. I'll give an example. Miami is not featured in the top 25 after week 2, even though they had a great win against Notre Dame in week 1. A reason for this is since Notre Dame didn't play week 2, their performance score remains as a negative because they have only lost, which doesn't help Miami. However, because of BTN's nature as a system that improves itself over time, in the coming weeks, Miami and other teams that are going through similar situations like Georgia will continue to climb the ranks as more games are entered and as they and their opponents perform better. With this being considered, put an asterisk on the rankings for now, as the BTN can over or underinflate a team's score based on the beginning of the season. But let's not waste any more time, so without further ado, let's get into the top 25. Starting at top 25, Oklahoma, after a good win against Michigan, moves into the top 25, and like I mentioned, they could move farther up as they and Michigan keep performing. At 24 sits Indiana, then Iowa State after a few early season wins. Then Vanderbilt, UNLV, BYU, and coming in at 19 is Georgia Tech. And then Missouri, Wisconsin, NC State, and then Penn State comes in at 15th. I reiterate again that while Penn State may be lower now, as the season progresses and if they are who many people say they are, they will rise in the ranks. Additionally, more games against top teams will aid them like many other teams. Next at 14 sits Tennessee, then LSU, Utah, Auburn, and USC starts the top 10 at the 10 spot. At 9, Ohio State following a dominant 70-0 win against Grambling State. Next is Illinois at 8, Tulane at 7, Nebraska at 6, Oregon at 5, and then one of the most surprising stories of college football, South Florida sits at 4 after back-to-back season opening wins against ranked opponents. Florida State comes in at 3 as they appear to have put last season behind them. At 2 is Mississippi State, which is another compelling storyline in the SEC. And to round out the top 25 at the top spot is Ole Miss. Last weekend, Missouri and Kansas restarted an age-old rivalry dubbed the Border War. We go there now for some highlights from the game. Here we go. Early in the first quarter, Mizzou versus Kansas, the Border War reimagined. Ahmad Hardy, the transfer from ULM, with a stunning touchdown run. However, they go up 6-0 after they miss a field goal. Craig the Leg, Blake Craig, went out early in the season with an injury. They have the backup kicker in. Bro Pabula, the transfer from Penn State, on a run, but he drops it. Kansas picks it up with the scoop and score to go up 13-6. This is not what you want to see as a Tigers fan. However, we'll see later on how Mizzou fares. Later on in the game, Kevin Coleman, the transfer from Mississippi State, gets the short touchdown pass from Bo for the touchdown to go down 13-21. Mizzou goes on an incredible run to end the second half. We now go later on in the fourth quarter. Brett Northfleet, the junior tight end, with a long touchdown run on 4th and 1. This is crucial time. The Tigers down 3, now go up 4 with the lead 35-31. Jamal Roberts, the two-headed monster, which is the Missouri running backs, with the long touchdown run of 60+ yards on 2nd and 9 to go up 11 points to put the nail in the coffin for Kansas. The Border War. Mizzou wins once again 42-31. Looking ahead to week 3, we use the BTN to generate spreads and probabilities for each and every game for this coming week. Here are the top 3 games to look at. The 25th ranked Sooners go into Philadelphia to face off against the Temple Owls with a spread of plus 19.5, giving them a 91.6% chance of winning, with a money line set at plus 1,111 for Temple. Following that, another SEC team, the top-ranked Rebels from Ole Miss, host the Razorbacks of Arkansas. And we see the Rebels dominating this matchup with the spread at -23.5 for Ole Miss, giving them a 97.8% chance of winning. To round out the three, we go to the Texas UTEP game. This game is essential for the Longhorns as they look to get back on their feet after losing to Ohio State in Week 1. We give Texas the spread at -24.5 with a 98% chance of winning, showing Longhorn dominance in Week 3. Week 3 will be crucial for teams in the BTN, and after Week 3, and especially after Week 5, we will have a true sight of the best teams in the country. Thanks for watching. I'm Drury, and this has been the BTN Rankings Show.